technically, this next one is both covering an entire artist, and yet they're one song that's currently out. Though she does link to all the Huntrix uh, K-pop Demon Hunters stuff. But I want to cover Ejae's original song she put out earlier this week. I'm gonna totally go and vocal nerd on you when we do this because she does some things that I really enjoy with a singer's voice. And I'm going to talk about some of those when we get to them. Also, chat, let me know if my audio does weird things because it has been iffy all week. Sometimes it just likes to mess up. So let me know. I can't hear it when that happens. So I need you guys to help me out with that. All right, let's go.
I was thinking about space and not the one between us, where we can take 1,000 worries and leave.
Okay, I'm already going to stop because we're going to analyze her voice a lot in this. I already warned you. You've been warned. So we got to start with this. These deep, rich tones that she has. They give me little shivers. So she has an amazingly low part of her range. I don't know if this is as low as she can get, but it is such a rich tone. It's got so much texture to it that I just love like the low end of her voice. Anyways, let's keep going.
Even there, nothing falls, nothing fades, nothing withers away.
Okay, and she's already started to do the technique that I hear her use pretty much in all the songs that I've heard from her. So, what is that? A lot of people keep their pitch like pretty even. Like, I have a lot of like pitch variance when I'm saying phrases. So my voice will go up and down a bit, but it's still within like a range. Literally, as she's singing this, even in words themselves, you'll hear both like the volume of the tone she's using and the pitch both shift, often together. So, like, she'll go up and it expands, and then she'll get lower and it contracts. And man, that is a fun thing she is going to play with a lot. I am very sure because she does it in every song. All right, back to it.
I was thinking about space and not the one between us. Maybe in another world where I own that I'm jealous and I did some damage to us. Maybe we will never know, cause the truth is on silent, but our egos are talking loud. You hear where it hurts, cause I gave you the bullets.
Okay, I'm gonna stop again because she's doing more of it. So you heard that right? As she starts relatively low, she lets it climb. It gets more expansive and higher pitched all at the same time. then she'll back it off and we go back down and the tone gets more like constricted is probably a good way to put that. It doesn't sound constricted, but literally like the pitch and the volume both change. It like swells and then it like falls off and it does this up and down and she does major shifts here. Well, you're starting to get like the what I think is probably the first one here. And this is what I love about her voice and how she sings things. Because, man, playing with those at the same time is just such a fun thing to listen to. Anyways, let's keep going.
Maybe in another world. Swear there's a world you dealt with your things, I dealt with my things. Know there's a place when we're offbeat, we're finally in sync. Where I feel okay and I feel no pain, and all my resentment got nothing to say. Before everything changed. Maybe in another world where I own that I'm jealous and I did some damage to us. Maybe we will never know, cause the truth is on silent, but our egos are talking loud. You hear where it hurts, cause I gave you the bullets. Maybe in another world. Maybe in another world where I own that I'm jealous and I did some damage to us.
Okay. So I have to pause again. I've been letting it go because I just love listening to her. And she's pretty much just doing the things that like I was already talking about. That swell and fade slowly, ever so slowly building. And then here, she just like punches it. Man. I was already getting chills. I get so much more when she does this part. Man. Also, here. So, I don't talk too much about like vocal technique a lot of times because I'm not an expert. I can hum some bars though. So, usually singers in particular talk about having like 3 spaces that they work in with their voice. There's what's called chest voice. It's usually like where we talk and is closer to that. It is very much where she rests the whole first part of the song. Then when she gets into these higher pitched parts, she doesn't actually get all the way into head voice, which is what we call mixed voice. It's where you're partly in chest voice, partly in head voice. It's actually one of the things I'm learning with like my vocal training that I'm getting at the moment. So she has more room. As crazy as this sounds, she is already super high. Super high. I could maybe get up there. Maybe. Where she is right now. But I'd be going chipmunk. And she's not actually all the way into head voice when she's doing this, which is insane. It is insane. All right. Anyways, let's let her go. Time to get more chills.
Maybe we will never know, cause the truth is on silent, but our egos are talking loud. Yeah, it hurts cause I gave you the bullets.
Okay, I feel she slightly got into head voice, but she was like playing with it. She's she's in that mixed voice where it's part of each, and then she slightly pushes it into head voice and then lets it rest back into mixed voice again. And man, man, the ease that she does this is just so amazing. Uh, I've been using singing to like develop my voice, and man, getting to like switch between like chest voice, mixed voice, and head voice is like super hard. And she just makes it look absolutely effortless. Also, hi Persephone. How you doing? All right, let's let her finish.
Maybe in another world. I was thinking about space and not the one between us.
And now all the way back down. All right. Well, that's clearly the end. Even though we got like 6 seconds left. Man, man. Yeah, the effortless like switch ups are what just like floor me with this. Um, Now, to be perfectly honest, I heard like 30 seconds of this before I recorded this section. Uh, because when I originally like found her channel, I did it by finding the video. So I did hear a small part, and that's what made me want to listen to this. But anyone who's done vocal training would know how like difficult it can be to like switch your voice around. And the thing I love about her voice and her control of that voice is that she makes it look so easy. Like zero effort is what it looks like. But that is not a zero effort thing. Also, her breath control is like absolute. She does these breathy parts, which is not breathy because she lacks the control. She's purposefully making them sound breathy, which uh for like vocal training for like trans women, usually one of the things we learn is like how to like make your voice sound more breathy, letting it just like fade a little when you're talking. But yeah, it's an absolutely mastered skill for her. Um, every breath, every little bit of like tone involving her breathing is all entirely purposeful in this. Hence, another reason it's giving me shivers. The whole thing is just amazing. Yeah, Persephone, I totally get that. I have an advantage because my voice is relatively high pitched to start with. Um, and uh, because people have asked me before, I will let you in on a secret. I do tell you that I've said this a few times. It's not really a secret, but I've told everyone before that uh, I use a little like tool to slightly alter my voice uh, for two reasons. One, to make it harder for someone to just like out me in public as my like working name. The other is because uh, I don't like my own voice too much. I'm slowly adjusting it, but the only thing I actually touch here is the brightness. That's what this thing that says format shift is for. Yeah, it's not even turned very high, but yeah. Uh, Persephone, I got that a lot too, and I like this tool. By the way, it's telling me in real time exactly like what the note it is of the words that I'm saying, which is kind of crazy. I like that. Though this is a really bad way to look at that because the words are going so quick and I don't really keep like a steady pitch. So it's all over the place. Just all over the place. But yeah. Uh so Persephone. Funny story. Funny story. Uh at least in retrospect. I was in a guild, boy, like 10 years ago now. Uh, they insisted on using voice comms. So, I forget what like voice app was the like one to use for guilds at the time. I know now it's probably like Discord, but we had a lot of different voice apps over the years to like connect and have like voice comms and games that didn't do voice. I don't even recall which game it was now, but I'm like playing the game. I gotta get a mic and I gotta get the app, and I get in the app and I'm talking, and like within a day of me talking in the app, one part of the guilds thought I was like a boy, and the other thought I was a girl. And the two sides basically came to like almost blows over if I was a boy or a girl. And literally, the guild dissolved over this argument. It could have been either Ventrilo or TeamSpeak. I totally don't recall. And I know someone just posted a message, but unfortunately, you cannot do links in my chat. Unfortunately, that's just too open to spamming. And yes, Persephone. It 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 was crazy. Everyone seemed to have an opinion, and man, man, it spiraled totally out of control. Unfortunately, that's like always been my voice. Um, so yeah, people people have their own ideas about how I sound. I brighten my voice here just to make that a little bit easier. Uh, when I when I brighten it a little bit, it sounds more specifically gendered, and it's something I'm slowly working on. I actually recently turned it down a little bit, and I might turn it down a little bit more because I just don't need that much of it. But it feels like a great time to talk about that because EJ's singing is all about vocal technique, and she is a master of that. And that is basically what you learn when you're doing like vocal training. So, anyways,